So the first thing I did was mix a foundation that's a few shades lighter than my skin tone, and also I mixed a white into it because I didn't want like a really stark white. I just wanted kind of like an off-white, but still some of my normal color coming through. So I just mixed those two colors foundations together, and I applied that all over my face, and then I set it. I actually set it with a white eyeshadow just to kind of, I didn't set my whole face, just like my smile lines, my under eyes, you know, the usual places. I was really honestly unhappy with this whole look, the way it came out. I'll explain a little bit later in the video, but yeah, I was pretty upset with the outcome. If I had time to do it over, I would probably do something a little different, but anyways. So I also applied that. This is a Model's Own brush. I also applied that with a big brush all over my body. I'm not even like measuring how much I'm using. I'm kind of just mixing both foundations, and I applied that everywhere that's basically going to be showing. Then next, I'm taking this Smashbox, I think it's called Shape Matters. I'll have everything listed in the description box below that I used. I'm only using this palette, and I'm basically taking just the gray color from that palette and also the black. I think I used the matte color one time for my lid, and that was about it. So I'm taking the black for my eyebrows, and I'm basically doing them how I normally do them, but at the end I'm kind of lifting them up almost. Kind of gave me a little bit of like Star Trek vibes, but I guess it kind of worked in the end. And then I'm taking a Makeup Forever. I'm not sure what this is called, but it's like a little like, oh, I think it's called like a brow eyeliner. And I'm just kind of doing brush strokes on my eyes because at the end of my eyebrow I really don't have any hair. And then, which is why I don't need to cover up my eyebrow hairs at the end. And then I just cleaned it up with a concealer. And then this is where I'm taking that matte shadow from the palette, and I'm just kind of going over my eyelid just to put color on my lid, and then also just kind of set it. And then I'm taking the gray from that Smashbox palette, and I'm just kind of smoking out into the crease that gray, and then taking it really far out in the outer corner. And then I started using the black and kind of just darkened it up a little bit. I'm trying to stay off of my actual eyelid and just work in the inner corner, and then smoke it out as far as I can basically. And I'm using a Sigma E25 blending brush to do this, which is perfect. And then I also smoked out the lower lash line as well. I didn't want to go too, it's kind of like a little bit of a glam mummy, I guess. I didn't want to go too low on the lower lash line. And then of course I added black to the waterline, and I just smoked it out a little bit more, and then I curled my lashes and applied mascara. And my favorite mascara, it's just, this mascara is so bomb. It's the Kush mascara by Milk Makeup. I applied that, and then of course I needed some lashes because you guys know I love lashes. And for the rest of my face, I'm kind of just basically contouring a little bit, like my cheekbones and under my chin and my forehead. And I'm literally just dipping the brush back and forth into the gray and black eyeshadow that I used from that palette, and just using that, just gray and black. And I'm not really paying attention to how much gray, how much black. I'm just basically running my brush over both and just blending that out. I didn't want it to look perfect. I just wanted to kind of like dirty it up a little bit and just kind of contour it a little bit, especially my forehead. I wasn't trying to contour it. I knew I was already going to put some of that white gauze over, so I just kind of wanted to just kind of dirty it up a little bit. And then next I also kind of contoured my nose a little bit, and then I went in with that same white eyeshadow and kind of just went over everything a little bit with it because it kind of just made everything a little bit more gray, which I liked. So I kind of just went over everything with like a beauty sponge. And then I basically did the same thing to the rest of my body, which was the part that I thought was going to show the most, which is just basically around my neck. Why do I keep saying basically? I have no idea. It's just around my neck, and I just did it very lightly because I was going to start going in a little harder, but it kind of started to me feeling like a little bit like a skeleton, and I didn't want to go that route. Like, I didn't want it to look too much like a skeleton. I don't know. So I kind of stopped myself, which is why I kind of wasn't feeling this whole mummy look at the end. I was very disappointed with it just because, as you'll see in a minute, like, I went in with my face, I felt like something was missing. So I kind of started drawing lines as if like my face was turning into a skeleton. I was going to go that route, but I don't know, I just changed my mind. I didn't want it to look too much like a skeleton. I feel like I do skeletons all the time. I didn't want it to look too much like a skeleton. I didn't want to take away from the mummy effect. I don't know. So I just kind of changed my mind and I stopped doing that, and then I I didn't do anything. I basically didn't do anything to the rest of my face. I wish I would have put some more gauze over the lower end of my face or something. Like, something was missing to me, so if I had to do it again, I would probably just throw some gauze over the lower end, the bottom half of my face, just to give it something. And I concealed my lips a little bit just to make them white, and then I added a black shadow just in the center. And I just took basic gauze that you can get. I got it at Target. I got 2 small boxes at Target. And I just took it and wrapped it around my arms, wrapped it around my chest, and kind of tied it up. And then I kind of just dirtied it up a little bit with some black eyeshadow just to make it kind of like dirty. And that's basically it.